Hello everyone, my name is Sabrina and my YouTube channel is Ladyminstitches. This is a channel predominantly about cross stitching. Occasionally I will throw in something different for you. Now today is Flosstube number 14. I'd like to welcome my new subscribers and all my returning subscribers, and I keep saying you guys just rock. You just make me so happy, and that's why I keep coming back, because I'm so drawn to this. I love this. So I hope you enjoy this segment. I've got a list of things that I will go through. I have new starts, lots of whips, purchases, and I have a giveaway at the end. So stay tuned and please like and subscribe if you like this channel. So my lovelies, let's start this. I'm just going to pop my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. It's always so much better with my glasses. All right, so let's talk about April. Now, I did mention in my last Flosstube, I've got a bit of glare on my glasses, so I will be careful. I might take them off and just use them when I need to, so there's no glare. That's better. In my last Flosstube, I did mention that I would like to stitch on a project or several projects for 1 week. So how did that go? Let's take a look. Glasses back on. I've got my book of days. I've written everything in here, and I'm going to show you what a typical month looks for Sabrina. And listen, it's not that great. However, that's it there, as you can see. All right, so I'll bring it up a bit closer on my scribbles. You see how many no stitch days I have? Those days are usually if I'm not well. Usually it's because I'm not well, because I'm never too busy not to stitch. That doesn't happen often, but I can be not well. So I had quite a few not so well days. Now, the most I stitched on was my MIRABILIA Snow Maiden, and I stitched it for 6 days. As you can see, the rest of them I would stitch on for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, but I find that after 3 I kind of get a little bit tired of it and I need to move on. So that was interesting. I could not continue for 7 days on one whip. I just couldn't do it, because then I had a pull from another whip. It just kept calling me. It's like, now it's time to put this whip down. Let's start another one. And I've had 2 new starts. I've had Stony Creek, The Power of Love, and then Carnation, Quaker by STICKIDEEN von den WIEHENBURG. And I will go through those as well. So that's kind of my April, all summed up very briefly. Excuse me if you can hear my dog barking. But I'm going to step into plans only because I've got them written down on my planner rather than speak about it at the end of the video. So if you're not interested in plans, just skip forward several minutes. It's not going to take too long. So this is May. May's empty at the moment. I've just got Vic Stitch. Yay, Vic Stitch coming up. We're leaving on Thursday to go to Shepparton, and Friday is the first day of Vic Stitch. So really looking forward to that. Can't wait to meet all these wonderful ladies I've been talking to. Now, I've decided to join a group on Facebook, and the group is run by Judy, and Judy is an Aussie in a Kiwi world, and if you haven't watched her, she's just absolutely lovely. Go and watch her. I really do highly recommend her. Now, her group has asked for anyone who would like to participate in Stitch M for May. Now, M can be the name can be in the name of the designer, or it can be in the name of the pattern, and it doesn't matter what order it is. So it's a very broad M. It doesn't have to be specific. It can be the last word starts with M. So I've written a list of M's that I can possibly stitch in May, and this is a list that I have here, which I'm going to read out. I expect you to read it, so I'm going to read it out to you. So I've got Mirabilia Fairy Flora, which I am going to put a photo right here. Yes, you heard me. I worked out how to do it the other day. It's not that hard. I know. I have the Mirabilia Snow Maiden picture right here for the Snow Maiden. Now, wait till you see how much I've worked on her. I had so much fun working on Snow Maiden. Rosewood Manor Turkish Delight photo right here, so you know what I'm talking about. And Marichka Christmas Carol photo right here, and my Mill Hill kit photo right here. Now these are whips that I already have started. Now I may not stitch on all of these, but I've listed them just to give me an idea of what I can pull out throughout the month of May. Now I've written down 3 possible new starts. I may start 1, I may start 2, I may start none whatsoever, but they're down there. So should I decide that I really want to start any of these, at least I know. Now, one of them is Mojo Stitches, and for silly me, I did not write the name down of the actual pattern, so I'm going to put a photo of the Mojo Stitches that I'm talking about right there. It's a beautiful pattern. Marechka Twilight Reflections, which is a kit, and it's a full coverage kit. Photo up here, and a Modern Folk Embroidery, and once again, did I write it down? No, the name up here and a photo. So there are the possibilities of what I will stitch on the month of May. The only exception that I'm going to make is that I want to continue stitching another square on my another year goes by. Anyway, I will show you which one that is, because I'm really mucking things up today. So that's my plan for May. It can change. Listen, we're not bound by anything. We can still do whatever we want. All right, I can take these off now, so you don't have to worry about the glare. So let's go to new starts. Now, I did say 2, however, I started this the month before, but I didn't stitch much on it, and I thought it wasn't really worth showing you. This is a drawn thread, and it's called Garden Gate, and it's a beautiful stitch. There are some speciality stitches which I didn't know, and because I stitch on Ada, there are some of them that I won't do, and I'm just going to replace them with crosses. Now I'm just going to pull it out of my bag. Sorry about the zipper. Now have I got a card for this? I don't think so. I need to prepare a card for it. Now this is an 18 count Ada, and I thought I had prepared the actual cover photo and laminated it, but I can't find it, and that's usually where I place the card with all the information. So after this video, I'm going to actually look for it as I'm putting things away. So this is all a guess. So this is 18 count Ada, but I can't tell you who the dyer is. I'm going to have to come back with you, or if you're interested, just let me know. And that's how much I have done, and that looks beautiful. I only stitched on this for maybe a few hours, and then I popped it away because it was that speciality stitch that kind of threw me off. Now, it uses, what are they called? Sorry, I need to put my glasses on because I'm just not having much luck here. Okay. Okay, I can see. Dinky dyes is what I'm trying to say. Oh my God, words are just crazy. So it uses a whole lot of dinky dyes, as you can see. Some nice colours. I have a Weeks Dye Works, which is coal. And then I have just some normal DMC. So that's what I'm stitching for it. But I will get back to you about the fabric once I find the laminated cover photo that I would have had. All right, moving on. I have another start. Yeah, I'm full of starts this month. I just was in the mood for starting. Now, this is Carnation Quaker, and it's by STICKIDEEN von der WIEHENBURG. Now, I was watching another Flosstuber, and she had started stitching this, and I love Quakers, and I thought I just have to stitch this one. It was beautiful, and I actually went online in search of this beautiful Quaker pattern, and I found it, and I think it might be German or something, but I'm not too sure. Don't take my word for that. Now, STICKIDEEN von der WIEHENBURG, which is probably not the right way to pronounce it, means embroidery ideas from WIEHENBURG, and because I translated it. So I started it in April. I'm using an 18 count Ada, which is just country mocha, and a country mocha is just a it's a printed color, which I'll show you. I'm using all DMC, with one Weeks Dye Works called Red Rocks, which I had decided to substitute one of the DMCs. Oh, I'm just having an avalanche here. Come back. There. So this is it here. As you can see, I've got a mistake in here, so I'm actually going to undo that and go through the mistake and just fix it up. But that's how much I've done, and it's just beautiful. So that's the corner, which is on this side here. So that's the corner there, as you can see. Loving this, and I just love Quakers. Love Quakers, and when I saw the colours in this, I thought, no, I have to do this. So that's another start. Now, the next start, and I've been wanting to, I purchased this last month, but I decided to start it, and it's called The Power of Love by Stony Creek. Let's get the glare off. Now, I started this in April. I'm using all the cord 4 threads, and I've chosen a fabric by Paddock Design here in Australia, an Australian dyer, and it's called Moon Jelly, and it's an 18 count. Oh, I found it. That's what I was looking for. All right, the fabric in the drawn thread is an 18 count Ada called Carolyn by Chromatic Alchemy, and I was looking everywhere for that, but I'm glad I found it. I knew it would turn up. So I'll pull this out. I really got into this, and my God, I just loved stitching on this. So I just took it out of, because it was all kind of rolled up, and I'd moved the hoop, and I just wanted to show you. So that's it there. It doesn't that look just beautiful? And I love the fabric as well. The fabric is just perfect. So the first page is a partial page, which kind of finishes here, goes down there, and there's a couple more leaves down here. So I'm working on this side. So I've done all of that. Is that right? Yeah, sorry, because it's back to front. So I'm working down here, and what I have left is that leaf and that swirly bit, and then the second page is the biggest page. But it's just beautiful. I just love this. Just look at that. I mean, even the wording. So if I read the wording, it says, when the power of love, I'll hold it straight for you while I read this. When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace. And that's just absolutely beautiful. So that was one of my starts, and I'll continue. It's an easy stitch, and I'm just really enjoying it. And that's all my DMC in there. Okay, moving on. We're getting onto the whips now. Everything's just falling. The next whip is a Mill Hill kit. And that's the picture there. It's a lovely one. I probably only worked once on this, so I didn't do a great deal, but I did do a bit more. So I've just been working down here and filling that bit up there. So I just pop this out every now and then. This is a good one to take to the caravan actually, because it's so easy to stitch. So that's a Mill Hill. Okay, moving on. Okay, the next one is the Gold Collection Antique Santa Tree. Now, it's a Dimensions Gold, and I started this in January of 2024. I decided to change the kit fabric because this was a kit, and I've chosen 18 count sandstone opalescent, and it's all the kit threads as well. Now, I had a bit of a problem with this one. If you don't mind, I'm going to stop the video. The dog wants to come in, and I'm going to pop the light on because it's starting to get a bit dark here. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry about that. And actually, it's much better with the light. It was getting just a little bit too dark. So, Antique Santa Tree. It's just one of those that I just kept making mistakes and pulling out, making mistakes, and I had to pull out the white beard again on this Santa. Yeah, it was just one of those. Sometimes it happens, but this is how far I've gone. Yeah, I'll move that down so you can see the star, because I've completed the star. And I had done his beard, and then as I was stitching that grey in, I realised I'd made a mistake. So, oh my God. So I pulled out the white and I just put it away. I thought, no, I've had enough. That's it. Yeah, it went in a naughty corner. So I'll pull it out whenever I feel like stitching on it again. I've noticed that I need to stitch this in the daylight because the white I can't really see the white on that fabric at night. So that's just a daytime stitch. All right, so moving on, we have the Shooting Star, and it's Sunset by Carolyn Manning, of course. And I started this in September of 2022, so I've had this for a while, but understandably it's a full coverage. My plans are to have it finished by the end of the year. It's a possibility that I can have that done. And it's stitched on 18 count Ada. It's called Blood Orange by the Stitching Spot, another local dyer. And I've got some fabric from her, so I'll give you her details further down when I'm talking about my acquisitions. So I've stitched all of that. So I'm doing the last column and I am almost up to that bit there, just to give you an idea. I'm using all the cord fall threads if I haven't said it already. I might just take this out and show you that column. I think I left it in here because I had planned to stitch on it again and I just never got back to it. Otherwise I would have taken it off. All right. And I'm sorry about the creases. Yeah, the creases just don't do it justice, but as you can see, that's where I'm up to now. The colours are just lovely. So I'll just continue down there. So I've almost finished the first page. I'm towards the bottom of the first page, and then there is one more page left and a partial page, and I am done. And that'll be it. So I'll continue. I'm actually going to take this to the Vic Stitch Retreat because it's such an easy stitch to do. You know, when you can't really concentrate because you're talking, I think it's a great idea. All right, the next one is ink circles, and this is what I was talking about. Another year creeps by and I just couldn't remember. It's ink circles. So in the month of May, I will do the next square on this one. So I have just finished that one there. So I've done all of that. I've done that one there. Next month, May, I'll do that one because I don't want to miss out on doing the squares. I'm doing really well. I'm completing one square every month, and I really want to keep it up. And I'm really enjoying it. It's such a fun stitch. Let's see if I can do this. Hopefully you can see this. All right, I'm going to bring it close to the camera and you probably won't see my face. So that's it there. It's such a lovely stitch. So I'll be up to my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th square. And it's such a lovely fabric as well. I bought this off Stash Unload, so I don't know. Do I know who the dyer is? Yeah, unknown dyer. I remember it's called Wispy and it's an 18 count. So I started this in October of 2023. So if I keep doing a square at a month, I've got May, June, July, August, September, October. So I should finish that by October. Another one that I actually did a lot of stitching, and I think I can have this finished in the next couple of months, 2-3 months. I'll say 3, just so I'm not rushed. Lindy-Stitches, Shining Fish. And I have changed the wording, but I'll read the wording as per Lindy, the way she worded it. I have daughters and I have sons. When one of them lays a hand on my shoulder, shining fish turns suddenly in the deep sea. It's just so beautiful. Absolutely lovely. Okay. Now, what am I stitching this on? Let's bring the card out. So I'm stitching this on an 18 count Ada. It's called Mystic by Picture This Plus. I started this in January of 2023 and I'm using all the cord fall threads, which is a combination of Dinky Dyes and Dinky Dyes. Oh, sorry, Dinky Dyes, and because the tails, I don't know what my dog is doing. She's going to get her head caught in the handle of the bag. She can smell something in a shopping bag. And I'm just using the treasure braids. for the tails. So I've accomplished quite a lot on this stitch. And you'll see I've changed the wording. So that's it there. I'm sorry if you can see through it. I don't have anything to put behind it. So I've just changed, I have a daughter and I have a son. So the top line is what I've changed. Everything else is the same. The fishes aren't perfectly aligned the way I've kind of put the fishes in wherever. It doesn't really matter about the fishes, but I've used all the called for thread and that's just beautiful. Really loving that. So all I have left now is to do the fishes underneath. And that is it. So just a whole lot of fishes. And that would be, see all the fishes under there? That's what I'm going to do next. And once the fishes are done, this will be a finish as well. So it will be a finish this year. So I'm quite happy with that. Now the next one, made a lot of work on this one. So this is MIRABILIA Snow Maiden, and I started this in October of 2023. And I'm using all the cord fall threads that Nora Corbett has cord fall. And this is, it's just a Zweigart Ada cord Misty Blue, and it's a 16 count. Now I've reached 23% on this and very excited. So I stitched on this MIRABILIA continuously for 6 days. And I actually managed to put a little bit of bling in it, which is just a little bit of cry-neck. Now it's going to go this way here. So that's it there. So just to put it in perspective, I stitched a lot of the dress just on the side there. As you can see, I've just started from there and I'm just moving down the dress. I hope that makes sense. So that's it there. Really happy with it. I will stitch on this next month. It's just a beautiful stitch. I need to get another MIRABILIA finish too. And up on my wall. So Snow Maiden MIRABILIA. That was a really good stitch. Okay, this is my last whip and it's called OLGA GOSTIN'S Australian Heritage House. And I'm working in this section here, and I've actually started putting the wrought iron fencing on the house. And that was all back stitching, of course. It was in a hoop, so it's a bit crinkly, but I've taken it out of the hoop so that I can show you. So that's it there. So all of that is done now, so I'm going to start moving across. So you can see the back stitching. I had to stop where the string is because it continues. I had to stop there because I need to do more stitching now before I can continue the fencing. But doesn't that look just absolutely superb? I just love that. So I'll move the hoop over, and what I'm going to do is, so I've finished all of that, and I'm just going to keep going over so that I can finish all of that, and then I'll move up to the top. Will that be a finish for this year? Probably not. There's a lot more stitching in here than what I originally thought. So, but it doesn't matter. Maybe next year, maybe the year after. It doesn't really matter. It's just enjoy it. Yeah, enjoy what you do. I don't like to put too many constraints on myself. Chica, no. Come here. Come here, chick. Come. She's seeing someone out of the window because I've pulled the blind up. All right, so that's all my plans, my new starts, my whips. So now I'm going to do a shout out. And this month I'd like to shout out the traveling stocking stitcher, and her name is Deb. Now I've been watching her since her very first video, and she does stitch a lot of stockings, and let me say, she's a very creative woman. So she has transformed so many patterns into stockings. So if she can visualize a stocking formation on that, there she is, she's gone outside, on that pattern, she will do it. She is really amazing. And she, yeah, creative, informative, enjoyable, and that's what I've written down. So head over to Deb at the Traveling Stocking Stitcher. I'm going to put her link down below. So show her some love, and I'm sure that you won't be disappointed with her either. Okay, now acquisitions. I've got a few more acquisitions than I would normally. So I'm going to go through them. I've got some patterns and some other things that I've bought. All right, so I purchased this from Stash Unload, and this is La-di-da, All Our Troubles, and I just love, I don't know, I just love the birds and the twigs and all of that. There we go. La-di-da. It's a lovely pattern. I also purchased a MIRABILIA, and this one is called Starlet, and it's MD172. I didn't have this in my collection, so that'll fill in another gap. And I also did receive my classic colour works from a Stitching Time. Just before I open it, that's a Stitching Time there. So I'll show you the colours for the month of April. Sorry for the crinkling. I left them in the bag. I hadn't taken them out. I kind of just throw everything in the basket. All right, we have Toasted Marshmallow. That's a lovely colour. We have Tiny Vine. Timber. And we have Thundercloud. Mostly mauve. And we have, is that most, no, it's Misty Mauve, because I can't read, can I? And then we have London Fog. Lovely colours, really pretty. So I'll add that to my collection. Now, I purchased a few fabrics as well. I received the one for my MIRABILIA, but I don't know that I will use it. I've ordered a lighter blue, but I will explain. The first one I'll show you, and I don't know what's come over me, but I'm into pink. I'm loving pink lately. So this is called Day Rose Petal. I better put my glasses on, make sure it's right. Deep Rose Petal. It's an 18 count Ada, and it's by Paddock Designs. I'll hold that up, and she's a local dyer as well here in Australia. You can take a screenshot of that. She's got some amazing dyes, and she'll be at the Vic Stitch Retreat. No doubt I'll find something there that I like. And she gave me a floss drop. How cool is that? And it's made from plastic. That was really, really interesting, Nat. So this is the pink. It's a bit deeper than what it shows there, but it's beautiful. I love it. I can't wait to stitch on this. I really can't. How lovely is that? All those tones. She's so clever. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Lisa. Absolutely love it. So that's my first fabric purchase. Now this one I bought from 123 Stitch, and I bought this for my MIRABILIA that I'm restarting. It's a half yard, a 16 count nader called Icon, and maybe you guys can let me know what you think. It's for Fairy Flora. It's a little bit darker than that. It's a bit hard to tell with the overhead light. It's a huge piece because she's long. She's actually very long. So, but I have ordered a light blue, and when the light blue comes in, then I'm going to decide which one I'm going to stitch on. The light blue, I can't remember the name, but it's a really pretty blue. I kind of think I may use the lighter blue and use that for something else. And another purchase I made is from the Stitching Spot. So I'm going to take her card out. Her name's Sue, and she's a local dyer. So you can screenshot that, but I will leave all the information down below. Now this is called Sweet Pea, and it's light, so she has a medium light, so you can choose the density of the colour. It's an 18 count aider. I purchased this to go with this new chart that I purchased called GGR, and it's the letter S. So that was the whole purpose of which is now another acquisition. I've done a floss toss. I don't know if I will go through all of these. I've just popped them in the bag. I've gone through my sulkies. I want to use sulky because I want to use one thread. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, but it's kind of like a bluey purple. It's got a bit of blue in it, different shades of purple. It's a nice big piece, so I can fit that pattern in. It's a bit hard to tell. Unfortunately, it's not showing up as nice as what it actually is. It's beautiful. She's done a great job. Sue's a great dyer. I've actually purchased several fabrics from her, and each fabric's been just lovely. So I'll just pop that back in. If I can't, I'll just leave that there. So they are my 3 pieces of fabric that I have purchased, and as you've seen, I also purchased the GGR pattern. Now the next 2 kits, now what I've done is I've actually sold, you can't see, but I have 2 alcoves. I've got alcoves here in my cabinet, and my kids had taken up 2 of my alcoves, and I knew that I had fallen out of love with a lot of those kits, and I've been able to condense them just to 1 alcove. And so my kids take up 1, and I've moved all my beautiful patterns into the other alcove. However, and I blame Olga for this, Olga, PNW Stitcher, I watched her completed cross-stitching YouTube, and she showed a couple that were done on a printed fabric by Nova Sloboda. And Nova Sloboda, I believe, is Ukraine. Olga, if that's wrong, or maybe they're Russian. I don't think they're Russian. I think they're Ukraine. Let me know, Olga, if I'm incorrect. But I do blame her, but I'm so excited. So this is the first one, and that's the photo. I mean, how beautiful is that? So let's see. No, I can't pull it out, but that's it there. And the next one I chose, sorry, I'm just going to pop this aside, is this one here. I just love the pinks once again, which is why I purchased it. Can I pull this out? Yeah, actually, this one I can. And just move this, just to give you an idea of what it looks like when it's printed. I'm not sure which way it goes, but I'm just going to show you. So I'll be stitching in the center, and they've printed the fabric around, so you don't, or I don't have to stitch the background. And that's what it'll look like. Just going to pop this back in, and I'm really sorry for the noise, and I keep knocking. I notice I'm shaking the camera. Sorry about that. So I have made these two purchases, and I also purchased, and this person, this lovely man, now where are my notes, because I did write it down. All right, so these are, sorry, everything's just falling down. I'm trying to stop it from falling on the ground. These are thread winders, and at the MIRABILIA retreat, they had thread winders there. The gentleman who makes these does have an Etsy shop, but also has a website, which I did not know. And I'm going to leave all the details below. His name's John, and the name of his Etsy shop is stitcherstimberspot. I'll leave all the details below. And he does have, and I just happened to come across it, he does have a web page as well. He has other items which he creates himself out of timber, but I really love these thread winders. So this one here is a 20-inch, and I popped this here just so I could remember, which is 51 centimeters. Now that's good if I'm doing the DMC, and because I will fold the DMC in half, and that's the reason why I wanted that. And this one is a 13-inch or 33 centimeters, and that's good if you just want to do one strand. And yeah, so I thought these two sizes were really good. It's made from wood. He's done such a great job. So I'll leave those details below as well. And just off, and this is from AliExpress, I just bought a whole lot of hoops for framing. And I bought a couple of these stands, and you can sit maybe not the big one, but the smaller ones. You can just, I'll show you. And this is just off AliExpress. And you just sit the hoop in there, and you can just display it anywhere, and display your cross stitch. So I would probably use like that size there or that size there, and I could just display them on here. So I decided just to try them out, so I just bought two of them. They weren't too expensive, so I thought if they don't work, it doesn't really matter. I'm not gonna cry about it. So I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking. For some reason, she's decided to go Cookie Lala today. She's usually good, and she'll just sit down here while I film, but today she's in and out, and she's barking at the whole world. So I don't know why. Okay, so when I was organising my alcoves here, and I went through my patterns, and I also went through my kitted up patterns, I came across this one, which I purchased off the Australian Stash Unload, and I've really decided that I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to give this one away. Now, this is open to anyone, anywhere in the world. So it doesn't matter where you are, I will mail it to you. B18. And I will not comment on your comment if you're the winner. You will need to watch my Flosstube next time. So, yeah, B18, don't say giveaway. You know, all of those things that might attract any trolls. Just, yeah, we don't want that on our Flosstube, not at all. It's called Flowers of Spring Sampler, and I think it's by Thistledown Threads, and that's it there. I don't know how old this is. I wonder if I might be able to find a date on this. I'll just have a quick look. Not really. However, yeah, the design size is just these at 117 by 133. It came with DMC. So you're going to get the DMC and you're going to get the pattern as well. So if you're interested in this, please write the word spring. SPRING. And then I'll pull out a name for my next Flosstube in June. Wow. Almost halfway through the year. That's insane. Yeah, and my daughter turns 30 in May. Can you believe it? My beautiful baby? It's just hard to believe. Now, I think this should be fine. I got this at the MIRABILIA retreat, and it's a beautiful thought, and I am so grateful for this. Now, you create a pin cushion with this, and there's fabric, there's instructions, and there's also a little button. I'm not going to do this. There's a template at the back as well. So I'm going to give this away because I think this is gorgeous. It's just not something that I'm going to do. If you're interested in this, can you please write the word pin, P-I-N. So we have spring and we have pin, which are the two giveaways. And remember, I won't comment on your comment, but I will reveal the winners in my next Flosstube. So you will need to watch my Flosstube in June. If someone does write something in the comments, it's not going to be me, I can assure you. So ignore them. All right, so that's it for my Flosstube number 14, and I'll see you in June. Take care. Be kind, everyone. Bye.